What's going on, guys? Cameron the Montager here. Today this is going to be a bit of a different video. This is more of a qualifying under a tab of sports videos that I like doing. And this is a sports video rant. Because right now something's pissing me off when it comes to sports. Who doesn't have that moment? Obviously, if you see, we'll obviously look at some things around the changes right now. Obviously, you know, the setup looks different. I moved around things in my room. I'm wearing my glasses now again, which I've had for a long time, just never worn videos. And for those who didn't notice the beard, half shadow beard that I had, I now shave that. We're gonna probably let that grow because I don't like the way I look without the beard. I look a lot better with the beard. But anyways, I'm looking. I want to get into a bit of a football. Are you kidding me? I'm going to get into the rant right now. Okay, it's Sunday, December 6th. The Seattle Seahawks are taking on the New York Giants. The NFC East who are a terrible, terrible division. And right now, Seattle is having collectively our butts kicked by the Giants, a team we shouldn't be losing to right now. It's been a terrible off game for the Seahawks right now. The game's still going right now. It's 14-5 Giants. This is a game we shouldn't be losing, and the fact that we are is annoying the hell out of me. Our offensive line can't do jack. They're letting Wilson get killed out there. Our defense has given up. They were playing pretty decent the first half. Now they're just giving up everything. An interception just happened. So, and now we can't do anything. We were playing so well. We played a very, very well-rounded competition against Arizona like 2 weeks ago. We played pretty decent against the Eagles last week. You know, it came a lot closer than it should be. And now we're getting absolutely run over here by the Giants. This is a game we should not be losing, but we are. Our offensive line isn't doing anything. Wilson's getting killed out there because the line refuses to barely do anything. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to take off the glasses because they're foggy and I have to clean them. And our defense barely makes any plays. The only people who are making plays out there are the linebackers and Jamal Adams, our safety. Aside from that, no one else is really doing anything. That's about it. We're losing a game to a team we shouldn't lose to. The East in the NFC sucks. The Giants, the football team, the Eagles, and the Cowboys suck. They all suck. And so far, the Cowboys and Eagles, we have beaten both of them. We have beaten both of them. And now we can't beat New York, of all teams. New York, who does not have their starting quarterback or their starting running back. They're starting Colt McCoy, a guy who I've never heard of before. And they're kicking us into the dirt now. They're kicking us into the dirt, and they shouldn't be. Seattle, this is a game that Seattle should be steamrolling right now. But we can barely do anything. Our line is not blocking worth a damn and drawing penalties. Our defense is not getting to the quarterback. They've only got him to a couple times. They can barely create any pressure. And our corners are just getting blown out by receivers. Now, no doubt, the receivers like Sterling Shepard, he's a good receiver. And Golden Tate, he's a good receiver as well. But we're getting blown out by a team right now at 14-5 that we should not be blown out to. It should not be this way. It should be honestly a blowout. It should honestly Seattle be blowing out New York right now. But it's standing at a 14-5. I wouldn't say it's a blowout right now, but we're certainly getting our asses kicked. And it honestly shouldn't be this way of us getting our asses kicked, but it is. Honestly, if we lose this game, at this point, I think we can kiss playoffs goodbye. Because if we're playing this terribly down to competition against the Giants of all teams, who just made another field goal, and now it's standing at 17-5. We are down about 2 scores now, about 2, almost 3. 3 scores. And we are playing this badly. How are we going to play if we're playing this badly to the Giants, how are we going to go into Washington next week and play them? Or not Washington next week. How are we going to go into the Jets next week and play them? If someone like the Giants are beating us. Well, I think the Jets are actually coming to Lumen Field. And how are we going to go over to Washington and play them if we can barely beat the Giants? And then this also means, how are we going to beat a team like the Rams who kicked our asses last time? If we can't beat a team like New York and the Giants, how are we going to face a team like the Rams who have been looking very good? It's a blowout, and it shouldn't be. Looking at this game right now, this is a game that's looking like we could actually seem to lose against the Jets and the football team, formerly known as the Redskins. And how are we going to compete with a team like the Rams in Week 16 and the Niners in Week 17? We've beaten the Niners, but how can we can beat the Niners, but we can't beat the Jets, right? Or not the Jets, the Giants right now. How are we being blown out by a team in the Giants? It all comes down to this line. The O-line isn't giving Wilson anything. Wilson himself isn't away from criticism. He himself is looking pretty sloppy out there. But he's also playing sloppy because his line's not giving anything. What I'm thinking is this is an overconfident offensive line. They see the schedule that comes. And the game's still going on. It's just a sloppy game right now. The offensive line is like too overconfident. They're like, oh, we're going up against New York, Eagles. Those are easy win games. They're not easy win games when you're not even, looks like you're even trying. You're letting your quarterback get killed. You're not giving him time to throw anything. This is not the Seattle defense from like 3-4 years ago. The 3-4 years ago offensive line could actually do something. And Wilson himself isn't making this help with just poor decision playing or poor decision making. And the defense, this is historically the worst defense Seattle has ever had. Historically the worst defense. The addition of Jamal Adams and Carlos Dunlap, yeah, that's made it a little bit better, but it's still they are last right now. The Seahawks are last in pass defense. They're last in pass defense. They are second in rush. They're like second or third in rush defense. And right now, if they're second in rush defense, how are they letting the Giants running back, who don't even have Saquon Barkley, how are they letting them run through the defense? It's infuriating. It's that this team has been so inconsistent. I love this team. I love this team. I've loved this team for a long time, since I was 8 years old. But how are we looking this inconsistent? We play against teams. We've faced against teams like the Patriots, like Dallas, like the Dolphins. We faced against teams who, overall, at least in the Patriots case, they were looking pretty good. And now we're just slowly tanking it away. If this is a defense and offense we're going to have by next game, how in the world are we going to compare to a team like LA? Like the 49ers? Because if we lose to the 49ers and them, then guess what? Seattle can kiss playoff hopes out the window. That's it. The best we can hope is that we get a wild card spot. Because if we continue to play like this through the season, guess what? Yeah, no, playoffs are not the first round. leading the NFC is not going to be the best option here. And the only thing we can hope for is if we lose, is that the Cardinals win. Because if the Cardinals win, that also sets the Rams back. Because if the Rams win here and Seattle loses, guess what? They take the lead. They take the lead because they have a game over us. It's infuriating. And if you're a Seattle fan, you should be mad as well, and you have a right to be. This is an offense that is playing horribly down the competition that hasn't really done anything. This is a defense that keeps giving up, mostly the defensive line, that is giving up plays. You're going back to what you were in the beginning of the year. You have a strong offense and a bad defense. But now you're making it worse. You're having a bad offense and a bad defense. You are slowly tanking yourself into the ground, Seattle. And by playing a sloppy game of football like this, and what infuriates me is that they're enrolling back into the system of running the ball. Running the ball doesn't work anymore. Chris Carson and Rashad Penny and Carlos Hyde are not Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch made it work with no offensive line. Chris, they're not Marshawn Lynch. You can try to continue the running of Marshawn Lynch of offense, but it's not. And it's not. And you had it work so well in a team by letting Russ do what he wants by having a passing attack a lot more. That was working. And because you guys seem to be not doing so good at that now, you've then reverted back to the run game, which isn't working just as more. Or it's not working just as much as the pass. In fact, the run has honestly been significantly worse than the passing. You're reverting back to what you were working on 2 years ago in the 2018 season. And in the 2018 season, you made the playoffs. You did make the playoffs, but you lost in the wild card round to Dallas. You've slowly increased where you've gone in the playoffs. In 2017, you missed the playoffs for the first time in 9, 10 seasons? You then make it back to the playoffs next season. Wildcard round, lose to Dallas. Next year in the 2019 season, in the 2019 season, I'm sorry, I think I just lost my train of thought. Is that you've made it to you lost to Dallas. You made it to the playoffs next year, lost to not San Francisco, but you lost to the Green Bay in the not the wild card, but the divisional round. Okay, you made an improvement, but now it doesn't look like, if you're going to keep playing like this, it doesn't look like you're going to make the playoffs at all. And it's not, whatever you guys are trying to do, you're slowly tanking the season in the ground. And if you're a Seattle fan, if you're a Seahawks fan, you have a right to be angry. They're playing horrendous football against a team that has basically been as good as Alabama. Okay, well, that's actually not a fair comparison. You're facing against you're more like facing against a team that could be beat by Alabama. They're playing like a team in the NCAA Sun Belt division. And right now Seattle is making New York look like they're Alabama when they're not. The Giants are 4-7 and they're leading their conference. And the offense, who just let Wilson get sacked again right now, is literally doing nothing for him. They're letting him get killed out there. If we lose this game, and if we lose any of the next 2 games, this is a call for, and it's most important to the defense. This is a call for Ken Norton to be fired. Norton has done nothing but for this. He's given us 2 good games of defense, and that's about it. He hasn't done anything. And Carroll, I know that he is a very, and fucking hell. And yeah. Oh wait, there's a flag on the play though, so that might actually help us. But I know that he is is a very like he likes to keep the same people. Like he likes to be very trustworthy towards his offense and defensive coordinator. And obviously it shows he's still doing that with Ken Norton. But if this is how Norton's going to play, I'm sorry, Carroll, Schneider, you need to kick Ken Norton to the door. Keeping Ken Norton here is what's going to kill this team. I'm sorry, that's just the truth of it. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. A lot of Seattle fans are not liking Ken Norton. And right now I'm not starting to like Brian Schottenheimer. He's played so well. But now he can't keep his offense in check. Okay, and as I just say that, I think Seattle scored a touchdown. So we're slowly coming back. Yeah, we just scored a touchdown. It's a little bit of karma right there. But Seattle's now, it's 11-17, so I guess they are back in this game now. But let's hope the defense can hold. But if we lose this game, Ken Norton, you have to be fired. Brian Schottenheimer, I think you're safe for now. This is one of the few bad games where you've actually had bad offense, so you're safe. But Ken Norton's had historically bad defense, and he just needs to be gone. Plain and simple as that. But let's hope we can win this game. I'll probably make a video about it later tomorrow or something about how this defense is this game. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sitting through the rant. And if you're not into sports, go check out my other gaming content. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a great night, and I will see you next time.